So apparently, anatomically similar humans have been roaming the earth for like 300,000 years. Yet, if you buy into the non Graham Hancock, uh, the fucking, what does he call them? Just the normies in archaeology, they think that civilization is only 5,000 years old. Even if you believe G Hancock and all that crew, they're basically like it's only a little bit older, right? Like, but even still, I think even those extreme dudes would say that the vast majority of our history has been hunter gatherers wandering around, and so it begs the question nowadays: how much hunter gatherer is left? And you would assume that because civilization, or so-called civilization, is just like the blink of an eye, we'd be more hunter gatherer. But yeah, I look at fat gamers stewing in their bedrooms that are, you know, that reek of fucking BO and have maggots on the floor because of all the fucking takeout containers everywhere. And they're stewing in their own filth. And I think, well, that cunt doesn't have much hunter gatherer left in him. That got wiped out pretty quickly, even within a generation. Maybe his parents were kind of lazy cunts. They were into like the early Atari or something. And instead of putting in some overtime shifts at the local diner, they were fucking, let's go home and play Pong and smoke a spliff, man. And then a generation ahead, you've just got fucking Jabba the Hutt as your firstborn in his room, incapable of doing anything. And yeah, so it makes you wonder like, are we, by just kind of like facilitating so much kind of like modern convenience and utility, are we just completely wiping out our ability, all this like intense programming of kind of survival and ingenuity and fucking the ability to fight and fuck and survive and deal with all these extreme weather conditions and deal with all these little fucking Neanderthals and all these other little pixie human cunts who were trying to knock us off. And think about all the shit that they must have gone through. And then just within a few generations, Uber Eats to your door. Someone else is dealing with the electricity that provides the heat. And if you just really can't be fucked, the government will come help you. Or you could be a homeless person and still kind of get by and just be a total degen. Isn't that amazing? Like, maybe we have just because the scientists, the biologists, the evolutionary dudes, they will say like, no, 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 it doesn't work like that. You can't just like you can't change natural selection so quickly. You can't change evolution like that. It takes fucking eons. And they have all this science to back it up. But I've had a look around and I saw this video this morning of these Chinese parents absolutely like basically borderline caning their teenage boy who was at some internet cafe in China because he'd spent their entire life savings on in-game tokens. And it was like, that they were understandably losing their shit and just fucking venting on this kid, like, bashing him in public essentially. And so he's yowling and screaming for mercy. And perhaps the most the funniest part of the video is that these other teenage gamer cunts just continuing to play. Some of them are kind of like smirking and acknowledging what's happening, but just like, yeah, whatever. That guy's life's ruined. He's probably going to be imprisoned by his own parents for the rest of his days or worse. But they had some fucking COD to win, so they didn't give a fuck. Um, so yeah, it makes you wonder, like, have we kind of like, is it speeding up or something? Are we just completely, or is this kind of like the tailspin of humanity? And we're like, yeah, we're not de-evolving, we're dying. This is what like the death rattle looks like or something. We don't have much long to go, so that's why we're seeing this kind of like regression, and those who are breeding are not doing a good job. And so yeah, it's going to be over soon. But yeah, there's the whole kind of like counter to it. There's the paleo movement. Aubrey Marcus, who wants to be Jake Sully from fucking Avatar, and all those dudes who kind of recommend getting in touch with your ancestors, and um eating fucking the Liver King and all that shit. Let's just go back. Let's go back to the good old days. But that stuff reeks of kind of like cherry picking the good stuff and forgetting all the stuff. Like if there were twins born, you just have to kind of like pick them up and be like, yeah, the one on the left looks he's got a bit of a bung eye, so let's just fucking smash his head on a rock, and then we'll take our chances with the other little dude. Um, yeah, all the fucking carnage that's that the prehistoric lifestyle would have fucking would have just been way tougher, and so modern humans don't really have the stomach for that. We're just going to cherry pick the good stuff and eat the nicest bits of liver, and do a tough mutter occasionally, and then pretend that we're paleo. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like we have to step into the future, and I don't know. I'd almost like, yeah, I'd go with the gamers, because I feel like I feel like it's going to be impossible to go back. We don't have the conditions set up. I don't care how good the rope swings are at your local On It gym. You're not going to simulate being a hunter gatherer. So I think we got to take our chances on the fucking game of blobs. And yeah, see, maybe Zuckerberg's got it all figured out. We just need to step into the metaverse and see if that's the next step, because yeah, the other option's not looking good.